immediately.
Hey, hold! Fire department!
You put the dry conditions of the grass and wind conditions and the low relative humidity, high temperatures, and this is the formula you get for a large moving fire.
Wildfires in the state of Texas, they can be catastrophic, and of course they're dangerous. I mean, wildland firefighting is an inherently dangerous job, and we've got conditions that are conducive to wildfire almost year-round. It's unfortunately common where somebody will step out of their home and see a wildfire column, smoke column, billowing up, and it's concerning, it's scary. It is absolutely scary.
Hey, go ahead, Miss Mary.
I'm behind you. If we need to move some of these cars out of the way, I will reposition you.
Wildfires in Texas can be catastrophic. They burn so hot that sometimes water will evaporate before it even hits the ground. That makes putting out a wildfire with water or retardant virtually impossible.
So air tankers or suppression aircraft, they're not the only resource that we utilize, and that's because they can't alone put out a wildfire. So we use them in conjunction with ground resource, with bulldozers, with fire engines, to provide containment around a fire by creating that fire break, as we call it.
Because extinguishing a wildfire is so difficult, carving out fire breaks is the primary method of suppression in Texas. By separating the fire from vegetation that burns and fuels the fire, Texas A&M Forest Service is forcing the wildfire to essentially burn itself out.
Bulldozers, motor graders, heavy mechanized equipment like that, their primary mission is to remove that fuel from the advancing fire, because once that fuel's gone, once it's down to bare mineral soil, the fire has nothing else to consume, and our goal is to suppress the wildfire.
However, bulldozers are huge and heavy machines. And there are some regions of Texas they simply can't navigate. In that kind of steep and rocky terrain, firefighters are forced to hike into the fire and dig out a fire break with nothing more than hand tools.
My primary responsibility is to coordinate the Lone Star State hand crew. So the crew does the same thing that a bulldozer will do for the most part. It'll just be a hand line instead of a dozer line, and it's in rougher country. We'll take hand tools and chainsaws and we'll go dig down to bare mineral soil to, stop that fire spread.
Awesome, let's get everybody gaggled up. All right, so spot weather for today on the Whitworth fire. Excessive heat warning in effect from 1 p.m. this afternoon to 9 p.m. this evening.
So they had a fire just outside of Junction, really steep, kind of rocky, real cruddy terrain, not really dozer country or anything like that. So we were able to get in Junction, bed down, and then hit it first thing in the morning.
After hiking in, Dustin realized that this was going to be a difficult and complex fire. Not only were they facing record heat, but the fire was also happening in incredibly steep terrain, riddled with canyons and bowls. Two red flag hazards for wildland firefighters.
The crew was doing good, putting in good line. I was scouting out some more extra escape routes and safety zones, stuff like that. As the crew was working, and I'd bump back and help them dig or move brush as necessary. Midday, got hot. The fire was becoming more active and burning in green fuels that hadn't burnt before. And that created a lot of ember wash or embers that'll fly through the air, and that's what causes spots on a lot of your wildfires. So I had a lot of that dump over our hand line. We had worked that whole morning on and just had multiple little spot fires all at once and kind of just lost our line in a matter of a couple of minutes, really. So.
With the line lost, Dustin and his crew had to retreat up the ridge and call for air support. Luckily, they were backed up to the Llano River. So with the help of a helicopter dropping buckets of water, they were able to bring the fire back under control.
The helicopter with the turnaround, the river being there, was very helpful. We had them hitting it hard through that drainage and just really smothered it out. And then as the day progressed that afternoon, we got in there and with all the water, the helicopter was put on the ground and really cold trail and mop up that black edge.
Everybody else?
With the fire in check,
Go ahead and start.
Dustin and his crew went back to digging in handline. Now, with temperatures reaching 108 degrees Fahrenheit.
When it gets hot like that, even the little smallest bit of work can really take a toll. Even when you took a break, you weren't catching a good break in 10 minutes and get back to work. You had to really sit down, take a breather, try to find shade, drink plenty of water, and really, really watch your guys. So it makes for a long afternoon.
It took 2 full days to dig their line around the fire, and another 2 of mopping up. But after multiple 16-hour days in 100-degree heat, Dustin and the Lone Star State hand crew were able to contain the fire.
So yeah, it always feels good to get a fire wrapped up, especially one like that you lost. You get it wrapped up a couple days, get all your stuff put back together, and then you get another phone call and you're off to the next one. You're out there for 2 weeks. You get one wrapped, you got to go to the next one a lot of times. Especially on a crew, you're not an abundant resource in Texas, so you get bumped around a lot and put to work, which is what we like to do. So.
When we look at the hand crew, typically it's comprised of people that want to be a part of that suppression action, want to be good stewards. And so they're willing to work long hours, day after day, even long nights. And that's 14 or 21 days that individual is away from their home, away from their family, their significant other, their children. But that's a commitment they're willing to do to protect Texans. They're willing to go out to these remote areas, perform dangerous jobs, be away from family, to do what they want to do to protect Texas.
It's always good that in that 2 weeks day 12, 13, 14, you really start looking forward to going home, see the kid and the family, and drink cold beer, stuff like that. And you get home and take a break and get ready for the next one.